Hello one and all, campers and bushcrafters, preppers, ladies. It's another beautiful morning here in South Mississippi. I had company last night. As you can see, I've got two lean-to shelters set up. My son, Dustin, gave me the distinct honor of sharing his company last night with his old dad. He had to cut out early this morning, so guess who gets to pick his stuff up? Don't mind at all. Don't mind a bit. I've camped here before. You guys have seen this little spot. Yeah, roll, log, roll, baby. That's the way you do it. But it was a good time. Had a great meal last night. We had grilled steak, ribeyes, my favorite, my son's favorite, and of all things, as a side dish, for him, especially for him, fried potatoes. I usually don't eat fried potatoes with steak, but he does, and it wasn't bad at all. And we had a great evening together. Lord help us, it's going to be another one of Donny's fireside chats here. Word about fathers and sons. Now, my son and I don't always agree on everything. In fact, we disagree about a lot of things. But one thing we both do is that, and count on, is that we're in each other's corner. If he's into something that I know is positive, I'm 100% behind him. And him, and Dustin, he's the same way for me. Started doing this YouTube channel, as you guys know, and Dustin's like, Dad, that's great. I'm really happy for you. He's watched some of my videos and stuff, and he's enjoyed them. He's given me some really, at times, brutal criticism, but honest. But he's also tempered that with sensitivity. Don't get me wrong. But Dustin, really, I guess up till today, I was always a little disappointed that he didn't share my love for the outdoors and for nature, as he didn't have the passion. And this morning I knew that he had to cut out early, which was no big deal, but he got cold during the night. It got cold and I was sleeping pretty good. And anyway, he wakes me up. Dad, wake up. Yes, son, what's wrong? What? Dad, it's freezing. So put your jacket on. Put your jacket on. Let's, do whatever you got to do to get warm. I don't know, Dad. This ground's hard. Yes, son, it is. It is. Well, I knew he had to, like I said, I knew he had to go in early and stuff. He had some things to do. He told me that before coming into this trip. But But he's like I could just tell it was just misery all over him. He was just miserable. And he said, "I'm ready to go." I said, "Now? You ready to go? You ready to go now?" "Yeah, I'm ready to go now." I said, "Okay, son, pack your stuff up." And he was going to fool with the tarp stuff. I said, "Nah, leave the tarp alone. Had dew on it and all that kind of stuff." I said, "It needs to burn off. Just leave it. I'll get it. I'm glad to do it anyway." But he felt bad. He felt bad because he wanted to share this with me. And he said, "Dad, I'm sorry." He said, "I didn't hate it. I had a good time when we came out here." He didn't realize that there was as much work involved, and it's not a whole lot. But he's a city boy. He's a computer whiz. He's a scholar, and I'm quite proud of him for that. I am not a college graduate. He is. He has 2 degrees. And but you know, I raised my son. The one thing that I wanted him to be was a man that he could be proud of. I wanted him to be someone, a person with their own mind. His whole life growing up, I gave him the room, the freedom to disagree, as long as it was respectful. I know from watching YouTube that there are a lot of bushcrafters and hunters and things like this that they'll have some children that aren't as passionate about what we do, and they kind of whitewash it away. Well, this is, he's not really into that or whatever. Cut these kids some breaks. I mean, I haven't heard anybody, really down their kids, but I know how a man thinks. I know how a father thinks. One of the things that we did last night, I was trying to introduce him to the ferrocerium rod, fire starting. And I got to tell you, he had a great deal of trouble. It's just amazing how the hand-eye thing, I mean, just with striking a ferrocerium rod, I was kind of surprised and shocked. I mean, getting the sparks right and so forth. And I told him, hold the knife, pull the ferrocerium rod back, and of course the natural tendency is to take the knife and try to shoot sparks off of it that way, which you have to do with a softer rod, like Magnus Anderson said. Check his channel out, Magnus Anderson. He rocks. He's a man after my own heart. I love that guy. But he was having hell with the ferrocerium rod, and he did really good on the firewood and helping me get firewood. We had to get a lot of it. Like I said, there's nothing but dead small pine saplings out here. We'd have to break or saw or whatever, and man, the damn things burn in 10 or 15 minutes. You got to add wood, like right now. And just during the course of this conversation, I'm seeing that my fire's starting to dwindle down, and right now I'm just using a sort of a stick fire. But got sidetracked there. Son of a bitch. Damn ashes getting all in my damn coffee. I don't play that. Damn it. Whatever. Good coffee though. But my son did exactly what I raised him to do. To be assertive, not an ass, assertive. To speak his mind. And so he wanted to cut out a little early. Yeah, it rubbed me wrong at first. We didn't argue. But I just realized, well, he's not kidding. He's 25 years old. He's not kidding. He knows that he's cold. He knows that he doesn't want to be out here. A little inconsiderate to want to just jump up and go now, but he's 25 years old. And I got to tell you, son, I know you're going to watch. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. You did exactly what I raised you to do, what I taught you to do, and that is to be kind, be generous, as far as you don't have to be a jerk about speaking your mind. People have value. People have value and people have feelings. I don't want to get mushy on feelings, but people have value. That needs to be respected. And that's exactly what you did, son. You respected me. You saw my value the way I see yours. And I couldn't be more proud. So, again, to you dads out there, that you're just not completely happy with the way that your children are, as far as following in your footsteps or liking what you like or not liking what you don't. I want to pose this question to you. What the hell makes you think that you're so special that you know everything and that these children don't have minds for themselves? You know? Give them room. Give them room. If you don't give a child room enough to be their own person, to agree when they want to agree, disagree when they want to disagree, and yet still come together, come to the understanding that each of you has value, yet you have a difference of opinion, then you're not going to see a whole hell of a lot of your children when they get big enough to move on. And I'm sure nobody in the bushcraft community is like that. But just a point to ponder. From one dad to another. So I'm going to enjoy this coffee a little bit. Get off that subject. It was a great night with my son. I'm so thankful. My son generously came out doing something with his father that he knew sort of beforehand that it wasn't necessarily going to be his cup of tea. Yet he generously gave of himself to come into my world here and give it a honest shot. And what more could you ask for? So again, I'm one proud papa. And I love you, son. I always will. I'm in your corner. I got your back. I know you have mine.